getting naked.
Terry!
Terry!
You have to give more context.
All right, you give the context. This is your idea. This is your idea.
Oh my gosh! We're Jenna and Jeremy,
Welcome back to our channel.
a place for travel, fun, and beautiful destinations.
Now don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications to tune in to our weekly videos. You can find us on Instagram at Quench Your Adventure. Now on to the good stuff.
Hey guys, it's Jenna and Jeremy from Quench Your Adventure. Today we're going to be answering some questions all about travel. Travel Q&A. 9 questions
And answers.
about our travel secrets, tips, destinations.
And much more.
So, question number 1. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Hey guys, so before we answer these, we wanted to mention that we would love to hear your thoughts on any of the questions covered in this video. So I'm going to pause it throughout to reiterate some of those questions, and please feel free to leave your comments below.
All right, so question number 1, it says, what should travelers be doing on every trip to maximize their experience while traveling?
Well, I mean, everyone's different, but the first thing that comes to mind is trying to live like a local, asking around for recommendations and suggestions versus
Yes.
Googling them. I mean, it's easy to look on TripAdvisor and see a list of things you should do, and maybe you should do some of those things, but they might not be the same things that someone would respond if, they've lived there for their whole life. So
We're curious, either while planning a trip or during the trip, where do you look for recommendations, places to go, and things to do?
Like, what about that time in Escalante?
yeah, so an example, like Utah has 5 national parks, and they're all beautiful and worth seeing, but we had some of our best memories in Escalante, Utah. It's a tiny little town, middle of nowhere basically, and we stayed in these awesome little cabins. We met the guy that owns them, and he cooked us breakfast, and we talked all different kind of travel stories. He recommended some slot canyons in the area, and it felt like, we actually had a connection to the place and to the people and to what they might actually enjoy doing, and we had just as good a time exploring that area compared to, Zion National Park or,
Yeah, I love
Arches.
it.
So,
It's so true. It's very important.
yeah.
How often, question number 2, do we camp, hostel, camper van, couchsurf, Airbnb, hotel? There's so many things and places you can stay while traveling. What is our typical ratio of what do we normally do?
Yeah. Almost embarrassed to say we've never stayed in a hostel.
Not yet.
Not yet. We
One
definitely
day.
will. And
We
I
do
guess
a lot of camping.
Yeah. I guess the reason for that maybe is just we have camped a lot. We redeem points with credit cards and things like that
For
for free
hotels,
nights.
yep.
Real quick, here's a look at our ultimate rewards points thanks to our Chase credit cards. If you like that green number there and you haven't yet learned how to do this, check out our blog post that we've linked in the description below.
So
And then Airbnb.
We'll do that eventually. But if I had to make a pie chart, if we're going somewhere that the weather's campable, I guess, which anything could be, but we've never camped colder than 40 degrees, I guess, then we would probably camp maybe 2/3 of the time, both because we enjoy it, but also because we're trying to save money so we can travel often.
If we're up to Jeremy would camp the entire time, but every 2 or 3 nights I would need a nice bed, a hot shower. So that's typically what we would do. We'd do a few nights camping, an Airbnb or a hotel stay, and then back to camping again.
Yeah, and I did couch surf recently for the first time for a few nights just by myself, so we'll have to do some couch surfing together.
Yeah. Question number 3, it says, when traveling, do you post every day or do you compile your content and post it after you've traveled there? So I think I'll answer this one. I think Jeremy and I have different opinions. Typically when I travel and when we travel, I'd like to post that day or that night. We did the experience, we had that time together, and then we post about it so it stays current and up to date. If it were for Jeremy, and correct me if I'm wrong, he wants to enjoy his time. He wants to take it all in and experience it, and then go back, look at the pictures, look at the videos, and kind of post after the fact. So we're kind of in the middle of that. We're transitioning to try to keep it pretty equal, but
Yeah, I try to go places where there's no service. So
yeah.
I actually thought we wouldn't have cell service in Canada when we went there, and
It
I
was
was
so
bummed
sad that
when we found out
Verizon
we did.
gave us Mexico
I mean,
and Canada.
it was nice, it was helpful, but sometimes it's nice to
Yeah,
just totally disconnect.
Completely disconnect. So that was question 3. Question number 4. What is still on your bucket list? Our bucket list is huge, but what's
Yeah.
something that, like, right off the tip of your head?
I think our bucket list gets longer more often than it gets
totally.
shorter.
That's
Um,
so true.
The first thing that comes to mind, because we've been talking about our trip in Utah a long time ago, is skydiving. We've been once,
That's on your
and
bucket list?
not to skydive, to get certified to skydive regularly. We've gone only one time almost 4 years ago, and it was amazing, and I talk about it pretty often.
Oh gosh.
But I would love to be able to go jump by myself and not strapped to somebody, and maybe even one day, do it enough that I could strap someone to me, like Jenna. So
all right,
we'll see.
all right.
That was the first thing that came to mind.
Probably for me, something that we wanted to do recently that we didn't get the opportunity to do was in Mexico, swimming with whale sharks. We really wanted to do that. It was not the time or season to do, but that is still in the back of my mind saying, like, that would be an incredible opportunity to be up with those friendly giants.
For sure.
Question number 5. They're not numbered, they're kind of out of order. What are you most passionate about in relation to travel? And I love Jeremy's answer for this kind of stuff. He has a really deep mindset when it comes to it.
Well, I mean, the answer shifts every so often, but to me, it's about meeting people and kind of feeling the vibe of a location, which we haven't really done enough of because we've mostly taken shorter trips, and a lot of times because we're with each other, we won't talk to others as much as maybe we'd like to, or we would if we were by ourselves. But I would love to have more authentic travel experiences and learn about different cultures and
food, religion, all sorts of things. What makes people who they are and where they come from.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say that anyone's living life correctly? We all live differently, but no one's really right. It's just different. I'd love to learn more about different people and places, and also I love sharing about these experiences to hopefully encourage people to go on adventures, because I feel like a lot of people do the same thing.
Guys, I promise I'm passionate about this stuff despite my often monotone voice.
And get stuck in these routines, and I love the idea of breaking that and just going on an adventure.
I mean, it's why you came up with the word that we live by, which is quench your adventure.
Yeah.
I mean, you came up with that because you want people to get out there and experience life.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that, in the best way they can.
Definitely. I don't have many fears, but one fear is to reach the end of life and still have things that I didn't accomplish or have regrets. So I'm hopeful to live a life where I'll be proud of it, by the end of it. So.
Yeah. Question number 6. If you had to pick any place in the world for 24 hours only, where would you go and what would you do?
Ooh. Switzerland is the place that comes to mind.
Yes.
We honeymooned there.
Oh, we didn't get that many
a couple
days.
years ago.
Yeah,
it was like
3
4
nights,
days.
4 days.
Yeah, shortest honeymoon ever, but
the best.
But the best though. We packed a lot. So for 24 hours, a couple hours would definitely be mountain karting for sure.
By far the coolest thing. I don't know why other places don't have that.
So cool.
Like,
probably
to
because
do
it's
that.
dangerous.
Yeah, we would probably mountain cart,
these
paraglide
little
over.
trikes that go down these mountain roads with cows and cowbells and giant Alps in the distance and
Crazy.
Waterfalls shooting out of the walls, and you're just shredding it on a little trike. It's the best.
And then after, paragliding through the Lauterbrunnen Valley and
yeah.
eating the yuckiest cheeses. I don't know. We're not very big Swiss cheese people, but maybe we'll appreciate next time we go.
Yeah.
Just the beauty and the vast, and it's just so nice there.
So nice.
It's just like,
Yeah. It's lovely.
And if you guys could pick any place in the world for just 24 hours, where would you go? Drop it in the comments below.
I think question
7.
Seven.
Yeah.
Where are you traveling to next, and what can we expect to see from us?
Yeah, it's a tough question because obviously we're in the midst of a lot of crazy stuff going on. So there's no plans right now. Actually had to cancel a ski trip, but we're still really hopeful though. We, at the end of May, want to do a road trip around Wyoming to see Yellowstone National Park, the Grand Tetons, and maybe a little more of northern Utah as well.
Jeremy's been, but I have not.
Yeah.
And he said it's one of his favorite national parks, and I want to see it and experience it just, together. We were looking at how expensive it is to fly there, get a car, rental car, get a hotel or hostel. So we were thinking, why not combine the two? Car, hotel, camper van. So we've been looking and researching different van styles that we could just kind of trek through the state and go through the national park with.
And who knows, we might own a van someday.
Maybe before kids.
And with kids.
Maybe. All right. Another question, number 8, is are you a window or aisle seat traveler?
It's easy for me.
That's so easy, but so
Window.
hard. Jeremy always wants window. I always want aisle, which leaves that very awkward in the middle seat for one of us to try to take or someone to go in the middle. But our favorite seats on the airplane is the emergency exit row, where there's 2 seats. One of them's window, one of them's aisle, and then we get our privacy and some time together.
It's perfect. But for
It
me,
is.
I always just try to remind myself that we're in an airplane, like flying 30,000 feet above the ground at 500 miles per hour, and how cool that is. So looking out the window doesn't get old for me.
I don't blame you. I feel claustrophobic, and I like having my aisle space.
Yeah.
All right, last question. What is a travel secret that we haven't really shared with people?
Getting naked.
Jeremy!
Jeremy!
You have to give more context.
All right, you give the context. It was your idea. You give the context. It was your idea.
Oh my gosh. All right. If you've already opened that can of worms, we finally camped for the first time somewhere very remote, very off the beaten path,
It's like probably 15 miles down a dirt road
Quiet.
outside of Sedona, Arizona.
private, no cars, no people, no animals, just our tent and our car. So I said, Jeremy, let's be silly, risky. Let's strip, run around naked really quick, and then go run in our tent and put our clothes on. So we did. And out of all the times we could have done that, a car was driving by and we had to run so fast back into our tent
No,
so
but-
that we didn't get in trouble.
But the funny thing, it wasn't just a car. I had no idea.
Oh,
So when
yeah.
you're in Sedona, as you drive around the town, you'll probably see these pink Jeeps. They do
like a tour
Jeep
company.
tours. It's like an open air Jeep, and they do tours down these dirt roads.
GoPros,
So we
video.
run in the tent, and then we pop our heads out, and it's a tour Jeep with like 12 people on it, all like with their phones and
Binoculars.
binoculars and cameras. So
Woo, that would've
I don't,
been a little
I don't think
scary.
they saw us. I think we made it into
Yeah.
safety, but it's just so funny, the timing.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have. We just wanted to share some of our experiences, what makes us laugh, what makes us happy, and travel is one of them. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and
We'd love to do more videos like these, and we'd love to answer your questions, because
Yes.
that's what you actually care about. So
Perfect.
please ask some questions in the comments, and maybe we'll do this again.
Thank you, everybody, for watching us answer these 9 travel questions. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button for weekly travel videos. You can find us on Instagram at Quench Your Adventure, and we'll see you next week.
bye.
Bye.
Bye!
Bye. Woo! If it didn't record, I'm gonna be so
I know,
pissed.
right?
So pissed.
What if? I think my left foot is falling asleep.